So if you visited Tampa, or maybe you live here already, you've probably driven through this Keystone, Odessa area. Just on the north side of Westchase, there's a new community going in I'm excited to tell you about. Before we go into what this neighborhood is, it's a little neighborhood by Taylor Morrison called Victoria Lakes. But before we get to the information about the neighborhood, let's talk a bit more about Odessa. This area, you can see it on the map. It's kind of confusing. It says Keystone there on the map, but the addresses say Odessa. But when you look up Odessa, it shows a little part of Pasco County, like where Starkey Ranch and a few other neighborhoods are a small area. All of these areas are technically Odessa. They have Odessa addresses, so whether you think that's technical or not, that's how it is. And this is one of those areas that if you visited here, you've driven through here, you likely love it. You got some really nice big lots, big houses on acreage or on lakes, but then you also have horse farms and preserve area. It feels kind of like you're out in the country, but you're actually really, really close to Tampa. And that's what is so unique about this area is its location. We all know that location is such a huge driver of real estate value, and this is no exception to that. This is one of those areas where you see location really drive prices higher. There's quite a bit of range in the home prices in this area, but they're typically higher than the areas to the north of here, maybe a little bit lower than the areas to the south of here. And it really depends on the features you have. Are you close to Tampa? Are you on a lake? Do you have more acreage? Like all those things are just gonna make the home more valuable. And this area has that kind of diversity where you can find all those unique things. But let's look at the area we are actually close to right now. We're just north of Westchase. Westchase is a super cool, like master planned area where everything's kind of built out. There's cool shopping nearby. We're also really close to Citrus Park. There's a mall there, just other commercial things that you would love and use, and Costco and those kind of things. Everything's really close. But what's really cool about this neighborhood is you feel kind of like you're out in the middle of nowhere. Just across the street are big houses on acreage that have horses down the road. You've got horse farms. On this road, you've got massive lakes and other stuff. This isn't the only new construction development in the Odessa area, but it is the one we're at today. We'll talk about the other one at the end. Odessa Preserve, we'll touch on that a bit. So Taylor Morrison, a big builder, they're building 137 houses in this neighborhood. 80 of the lots are being saved for a future phase. So they've got some available right now. They've got 8 like move-in ready, or they'll be ready in a few months. You can't really customize them. Then they've got another certain amount of lots that are available to buy and go ahead and build on. These are 75-foot and 70-foot lots, so they're bigger lots than a lot of other developments. One other quirk about this neighborhood is there's not really amenities. There's not gonna be a community pool. There is a little community park and access to a community lake. But at this level, they're assuming a lot of people are gonna put in their own pool, and that's really common here. So the prices for these houses start in the 800s, go up over 1 million pretty easily. But another factor in a neighborhood like this is lot premiums. You can see here on their website, the lot premiums add quite a bit to your cost. Something to think about. In Victoria Lakes, there will be a small HOA cost, but no CDD. That's the advantage of having a smaller neighborhood like this. They really don't need a CDD. They can just figure it into the cost of the homes. In a previous video, I was talking about if you can get new construction with no HOA, with no CDD, without these extra fixed costs. So the HOA here isn't huge, but it is one of the few places you can get new construction without a CDD and still be kind of in a neighborhood. Now, not a huge neighborhood, only 137 homes. You will have gated entrances, but you don't have a big amenity center. You don't have community events. So it's just a different kind of feel. But you are close to areas that have a lot of those things. In Westchase, there's all kinds of community events. There's all kinds of community engagement and those kind of things. So if that's something you're looking for, Victoria Lakes could be a really good option. I've talked about this before as well, but when they build these neighborhoods, they tear down all these trees. They kept a lot of trees, but they tear these down and then they just burn them. It's pretty wild. I mean, this is like a big pile of trees. It's not like from the storm. This is just oak trees that they cut out of here. And thankfully they left a lot of other like really mature trees. It's one of the biggest complaints we see about new construction is that it's missing these big, pretty oak trees, and they've got a lot of them here. So back here on kind of the northeast side of this neighborhood, it backs up to some other neighborhoods. Some of them have big lots, some of them are a little bit tighter, and you can see a lot of this in the aerial footage. But over here are the mailboxes and the future dog park, the lake access, all that's right over here. And they kept a lot of this really natural feel to it. Nice sidewalks, wide sidewalks through here. Honestly, it feels pretty cool. All right, so I'm gonna get the drone up here and check out the area for you guys. So here you see all those beautiful trees I was talking about in this dog park area. Super cool. Get out here where you can see the houses a bit more. Some of these lots near the dog parks will get sold and built on. They're gonna be part of the future phases though. So you can see this whole area that was developed. It's not as overwhelming of a feel. Like you could build relationships in this neighborhood pretty easily. But also we have clients that live in Epperson, Riley and Jordan, if you're watching this, that have made amazing friendships through their neighborhood. Super cool. And also, pause right here. Check out this footage I got whenever they were doing the dirt work. Super cool. I didn't know what they were building yet, but I saw that they were doing something, so I stopped and got some footage of it. All right, now I'm gonna go a little bit higher for you so you can see kind of what's around us. We can look on the map after this, but I want you to see all this open land up here. Yeah, some of this might get developed eventually, but a lot of this is surprisingly sectioned off. There's a big preserve over to the left of this, to the west. And then there's tons of like nurseries and things like that in this area that are growing trees and plants. And here's a little neighborhood. So here's the view to the south. This is the main entrance. This is Patterson Road. There's those big lots I was talking about. Some of them have horses. This connects to Racetrack Road. Racetrack Road is the north and west side of Westchase. Let's see if you can see downtown Tampa from here. You can't really, you can almost see it out there in the distance. If you zoom in a little bit, that's downtown Tampa over there. It's morning light, so it's a little harder to see. There's the lake that you would have access to in this neighborhood. And then there's also this back entrance over here. You can get in and out of the neighborhood this other way. It's blocked off right now, but here's a good example of what these other neighborhoods look like around you. That's one of my favorite things about this spot is you have all these really unique neighbors. It's not just new development, new development, new development, new Publix, new everything. It's like, no, these are like horse farms. I don't know what kind of horses they raise. Near me, there's a place that raises horses that like jump over obstacles. Some of these are probably, looks like, yeah, there are some obstacles to jump over there. Not very often are they like rodeo horses. That's what I grew up around in Oklahoma. Cutting horses and roping horses, things like that. It is just a pretty small neighborhood overall. And you either like that or not. Honestly, I kind of like it. Here you see some other houses that are going to cost, you know, between 1.5 and 2 million, big houses on a lake. Really cool neighborhoods, for sure. I also like that this neighborhood isn't completely developed all the way around it. You can see, like, there's other neighborhoods right around, there's other houses. Yeah, some of these nurseries, these tree nurseries might get sold eventually and developed, but not right away. So we had some clients in town recently, John and Christina. We thought this area would be perfect for them. They really thought so too at first. But we ended up going a bit further north to get them a little more house for their money. They wanted to only spend around $700,000. They wanted a 5-bedroom house in a nice neighborhood. Can't really do that in this neighborhood, and they also wanted to move in a bit faster than these houses are gonna be ready. But the reason we thought this area would be perfect for them is because of its proximity to Westchase. So this couple owns a chain of salons in the New York City area, and they're really successful. They wanna duplicate the same thing here. And an area like Westchase would be good for that. They actually decided that the suburb areas are gonna be good for it as well. Now, they adjust the model a little bit when they're in more residential areas as opposed to, you know, more commercial areas. But it's just really interesting seeing people move here and see the options and decide what's best for them. I think this area is really cool. I think it's gonna be great for a lot of people. I know it is, because people wanna live in Westchase, one, and this is really close to Westchase. People want new construction, two, and people want big new construction. People often moving here want 4- and 5-bedroom houses, and we talked to a lot of you. We'd love to help you buy something just like this. Now, Phase 1 will likely sell pretty fast here. Phase 2, we don't know when it'll happen, but we'd love to get you on the list. I mean, phase 1 probably won't sell that fast. They like to say it's selling out. I don't think it's selling out that fast. And if you're interested in new construction, we have a new construction guide that we'd love to offer you. It is right there in the description. Just click on that, fill out the form, you download the guide. Super easy. All kinds of things to look out for, kind of how to understand the process, and things that we do specifically to help you during the process. All that's right there for you to help you understand even more. If you have any questions about Victoria Lakes, about Odessa, about the Tampa area, we would love to help you understand any of it more. And we'd also love to be your real estate choice here in the Tampa area. Give us a call, text, or email anytime. Thanks for coming by.